But yeah, anyways, I got Sean Sherk. Like I said, getting a unanimous decision. I think he's gonna go smart.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah.
So next fight, the third fight of the night is Matt the Terra Serra versus Chris Lights Out Lytle. This is a fucking tough fight, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who to pick with this one. I put Chris Lytle by split decision. I think it's going to be close. I mean, on paper, this fight looks like it could come out to be a draw, but we all know draws don't happen anymore.
Yeah, I gotta give the big thumbs up to fucking Joe Silva on this fight card, period. I know I hit on it earlier, but this fight card is intense. It doesn't have a title fight on it, but you don't need it when fights are this close. For me, it came down to who did I think was going to eke one out, because I don't think either one of these guys is going to... I don't see Lytle submitting Serra, and I don't see Serra submitting Lytle, because Serra, he has not been using his jiu-jitsu. Like, I don't know if I'm missing something, but as of late, all I see is Serra throwing bombs all the time. And bad things happen when you throw bombs with Chris Lytle, because that guy does not go to sleep. Has he ever been finished? That you know of? He might have been finished, but I've never seen him finished. It's going to be a slugfest. I think a little bit on the ground, but I think each guy is going to get right up as soon as it does go down. Right. If it does go down, I see Serra doing it. I don't see Lytle pushing for a takedown.
Right. I see Serra might get rocked, try and take him down type of deal.
Yeah.
But this is close.
Yeah, I can't really break this one down. I don't know who.
Maybe. Here's what I'm thinking. Chris Lytle's going to use his reach to possibly outbox Serra, keep him at bay. But that's
just enough to win.
Get the decision. But Matt Serra ain't no slouch either.
You gotta watch out for that right too.
I mean,
Matt Serra, he's a short, stocky guy, but that fucking right, man, it lights people up. I'm actually gonna have to go the other way. I think Serra has been in enough. He doesn't have more fights than Lytle, but I think he's had more experience. I know that sounds weird to say, but he's been in bigger situations more often.
Right, he's been in
title
fights and with GSP and whatnot. I mean, granted, he knocked out GSP one time, and then GSP kneed him in the fucking gut
death
until the ref pulled him off.
Yeah,
so.
I got Serra taking a split decision. That is close. Joe Silva did a great fucking job with that fight.
We'll have to see how that one turns out. Yeah. That one's going to be nuts.
I'm excited. That might be the fight I'm looking most forward to, because I just don't know who's going to win that fight.
Right.
That is a pick-em fight.
That's going to be close, man.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Antonio Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira Little Nog. He's taking on Ryan Darth Bader.
That's a lot easier to say.
It is.
All right. I'm going to go with Nogueira with a third-round submission, because I think Ryan Bader will probably gas out, because he'll probably try and wrestle with him. They might stand a little, but I think he'll try and wrestle with him. And with a Nogueira, you're constantly moving. There ain't no laying and praying with a Nogueira. They're constantly going for submissions. And I think, Bader is going to get worn out, and he's going to get caught third round.
Yeah. I have, believe it or not, the same exact theory on how that fight's going. I see Bader. I'm kind of nervous because Bader does throw a mean right hand, and wrestling is dominant. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Wrestling is dominant as it's ever been. But I honestly, it's such a hard. This fight card's hard.
This one's tough.
Ryan Bader, I believe, throws much more power in his punches, obviously. But I honestly believe that Little Nog's got the better technical striking.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to make the difference. He's going to technically outstrike Bader, forcing Bader to try to go for the takedown.
He was a legit boxer for a while, right? He was on the Brazilian boxing Olympic team or something like that, wasn't he?
Something like that, along those lines.
It was a long time ago.
He's no slouch. Look at the Louise Kane fight. Louise Kane came in, packs one hell of a punch. That guy's a striker, and Little Nog picked him apart until he fucking knocked him out. going back to the Bader, the Bader getting... Nogueira's going to try to get Bader to take him down, I honestly think. He's going to outstrike him to the point where Bader's going to be tired, and when you get tired and when you're getting hit, when you're getting outstruck, you go back to the basics, and Bader's basics is clearly wrestling. I think he's going to try to take him down, work him for a little bit. I think he'll be safe for a little bit, but like you said, there's no resting in a Nogueira's guard, and I think Nogueira's going to catch him. I really do. Which, that would be interesting because John Jones does get the winner of this fight. And
yeah, I know.
And I would much, I know this sounds selfish, but me personally, I want Nogueira to win for the simple fact that I want to see John Jones take on a legend.
Fight. That would be a good fight. That would make or break John Jones right there. I think that fight would make or break him.
John Jones is a beast. That guy is a future champion.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
So moving on to the main event of the evening, we got Frank Mir versus Mirko Cro Cop.
Yes. Great fight. Well, obviously, Big Nog got injured and couldn't compete in this fight, and Cro Cop stepped up. And I gotta say, at first I thought it was dangerous for Cro Cop because, yeah, he beat Pat Barry, but let's be 100% honest here. Pat Barry is not the caliber fighter Frank Mir is. Even if Frank Mir is coming off a loss from Carwin, he's not the same fighter Frank Mir is anywhere.
Right. Frank Mir would destroy Pat Barry. I mean, he would destroy.
I like HD though, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's an exciting striker. That's what people want to see. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Mir would go home with the W.
Yes,
Mir would go home with the W.
Yeah, he would. Mir's just kind of douchey though.
Right.
Anyways,
right.
That's my personal opinion.
Whatever.
He's
anyway.
But, alright, Mirko Cro Cop versus Frank Mir. How I break this down is Mirko Cro Cop has some of the best stand-up of all time. I don't think it's where it used to be. As much as people want to say after the Pat Barry fight, I heard a lot of people say, Cro Cop's back. I don't quite buy that. Even though Mir's coming off getting just jacked up from Carwin, I almost feel like Mir could hang with Cro Cop on the feet, at least for a while.
Yeah, I really think, I don't know if it was a pure kickboxing match, if Mir could stand with Cro Cop.
No, I don't think he could.
But with all the other factors going into this, I don't see how Cro Cop can win this one.
I think Frank Mir put it best. When Frank Mir said, Cro Cop is a great striker, but he does not like, he's not the type of fighter that likes to be bullied, and a cage allows you to bully people. And I think Frank Mir is going to use the cage.
Yeah.
I think he's going to strike just long enough to get in clinch range, not like Muay Thai clinch, just a general Greco-Roman clinch. Bring him to the cage because he is bigger. I almost want to say Frank Mir is stronger than Cro Cop too. I would assume just because of size.
Oh yeah,
because he's losing weight from his last fight. From what he said, he's not going to be at 265, but either way he's going to be much bigger than Cro Cop.
He's going to at least be in the 250ish range, which I mean puts him at. He's probably going to be at least 30 pounds heavier than Cro Cop, and it ain't like it's going to be a big gut. You know, I mean, he's still jacked. I mean, come on now.
But I think like I was going back to the cage work. I think Frank Mir is going to get into the cage, bring him down. Now, I think a lot of people think once he hits the ground, Cro Cop's done. I've seen Cro Cop in Pride. I've seen him versus Nogueira. Granted, he did get submitted by Nogueira. Cro Cop gets up when you take him down like a fucking spring. You take Cro Cop down, that dude is back up almost immediately. But the thing is, Mir's so much bigger.
Right.
So when it comes down to it, I'm thinking Frank Mir is going to eventually submit Cro Cop. I don't think he's going to be able to do it in the first round, but I'm going to take a late second or an early third submission. I think Frank Mir, like you said, I just don't... Like again, this is another greedy thing. I want Cro Cop to win. I want to see Cro Cop come back, just start head kicking people, sending that left leg of death at people. What did you say? Right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. I want to see cemetery kicks.
Right.
But I just don't see it happening. And
I don't think I said it yet, but I have to agree with him. I'm looking at Mir with a second round submission. I'm thinking second round, because I think he's going to wear him down the first round. I don't think he's going to go for a submission in the first round unless Cro Cop leaves it wide open.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to specifically go for any kind of a submission. But second round, he's going to come out and after the first round, Cro Cop's going to be worn down. He's going to take him down, submit him. That's what I'm thinking.
I agree 100%. Overall thoughts on the fight card. What do you think?
one of the toughest to call ever, man.
I think this fight card is extremely underrated. I think a lot of people, not necessarily overlooking, but they're not like hyped for it because there's not any super big names. Which CRO COP, Little Nog, MIR, the big names. I'll give you that. But as of right now, they're not like the 1 and 2s of the divisions that they're in.
Right. They might. They're probably still in the top 10. Like they're in the top 10. Like Nogueira Bader in the top 10, but they're the upper top 10. So
right.
they're not
the back.
So they're not. Side. None of the fights here are like title. They're not number 1 contenders.
There are implications, but they're not massive implications.
Right.
They're not.
Right.
No one's getting a title fight after this fight.
Whoever wins these fights is definitely taking a big step up.
Right.
But no one after this fight is going to get a title shot.
Now,
for anything.
This might be a little off because we just did do the main event, but I had a question for you about the co-main event with the Bader Nogueira. The winner of that does get John Jones. Do you think the winner of that fight? All right. I'll reword that. Do you think the winner of Nogueira Bader, if they beat John Jones, or vice versa, if John Jones beats them, do you think they get a number 1 contender shot or even a title shot?
Definitely.
You think so?
Oh yeah. John Jones, he's a hype machine. If he can win that, they'd be able to hype that fight like they do with Lesnar, man.
Yeah.
I mean, with the John Jones, the way he fights, the way he jumps around, throws.
He's exciting. And he's not only exciting, but he's exciting, and he wins dominantly.
Right. He wins dominantly. They'd be able to hype. That would be. They wouldn't need. They could put on a shitty co-main event for John Jones. I mean,
I say put that shit on a fight night. I want that for free. All right. I'm Spanky. This is Bork. UFC Breakdown. You just watched it. Rate, comment, subscribe, guys.